time where women have money. When I was in my 20s, I had to date guys that had money because I didn't have any. But now that I make my own money, it opened up this whole new pool of broke guys. The last guy I dated, I paid for everything. I paid for trips. I paid for dinners. I spent $200 on dinner. The next morning I woke up, I was like, it's 8 a.m. and I don't smell eggs. Yeah, chop chop.
All jokes aside, this just proves the point that hypergamy is on its way out. Women are willing to date men that do not make as much money as them. The statistics back this up in almost every instance. Almost 20% of households, women are out earning their husbands. In 50% of households, they're making as much or more. So this is a trend, and it's going to continue. Women now make up the majority of the workforce. This disproves the red pill theory of hypergamy. Hypergamy is economical. It is not biological. Women will now choose to date you instead of needing to date you. Women used to depend on men for resources. Now they don't. Now, if they want a man in their life, it's got to be someone they like being around. Don't you want that more than you want a woman that needs to be with you? And if you develop that mindset, you can be attractive in 2026, I promise. Knock off the red pill.
Dreams, it's not an act of love if you make what you make it do. Too much labor.
And who paid for all of that? Also, I would guarantee if you asked for some help, the majority of those men would stand up and come and help you. Men contribute just as much and in some cases more than women do, but the moment that they sit down to rest or take a break and relax and do something they enjoy, they're immediately posted online and shamed. Men don't film women reading their books or playing video games or doing whatever that woman likes to do, gossiping, scrapbooking, whatever it is, and post it online to shame her. Men not only work so hard, but they're never given credit for anything that they do. And you can't expect these men to read your mind either. If you were reasonably expecting something out of him as a result of this, you should have brought it up. And I've noticed in a lot of videos, women like things done a very specific way. There's more than one way to do something right. But she'll get extremely mad if he comes into the kitchen and is trying to help, because he's not doing it her way. So a lot of men are in a position where they feel like nothing they do is right.
I think it's crazy how some women want providers as men. But when you mention their sons being, a provider or doing anything for a woman or a girl or what have you, it's always not my son, or you better teach your daughter how to be independent, or my son ain't gonna be no trick. Why is that? Mothers, are we not teaching our sons to be the same providers that we want for ourselves? That's really contradicting and hypocritical. Are we coddling our sons that much to the point where you're forgetting that you want all these things for yourself from a man, but the same boy that you're supposed to be raising up to try to be a man? As mothers, we can't teach a son to be a man. We can still teach them how to be the men that, we would want for ourselves, or we would want for our daughters or nieces and moms and aunties and grandmothers and cousins and friends and whatever. I be seeing that on different platforms where these topics come up, and the mamas be like, not my son. My son ain't gonna be paying no girl rent. You need to teach your daughter how to be independent. My son ain't no trick. But then be expecting the whole 9 yards from a whole man that's a regular man and want a man to pay all your bills and whine and dine you. That don't make no sense at all.
If you thought dating was only rough for women, get this. So my best guy friend went on a bunch of dates with this girl, maybe 4 or 5 dates, really cute dates. We planned them. They're very elaborate. And then for their 5th date, she said, let me plan it. So it was really cute. She was going to do dinner and laser tag. It sounded really fun. But then just as he's heading out the door for the date, he gets a text being like, wait, don't come. My mom's in the hospital. I've got to go there. So he obviously was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Take your time. Let me know if there's anything we can do. He sent flowers to her house. So then a couple days later, he gets a photo from her of the flowers. And she said, oh, my roommate just said these arrived. They're beautiful. Thank you so much. That's super kind of you. He responded being like, yeah, no problem. I hope everything's well. Let me know if you're down to meet up at some point. Obviously no rush. Hope things are good. Doesn't respond. So then he waits a couple more days, and they were talking every day. So just, hey, just want to check in. I hope everything's going okay. I'm really sorry to hear about your mom. Thinking of you, kind of thing. And then didn't hear from her again. So a couple of days later, we checked her Instagram. So she wasn't posting anything on Instagram, but she does have her ViscoCam link in her Instagram bio. She was at Coachella the entire time. Maybe there's a world where something happened and then she went to Coachella, but the timing isn't right.
There is no world. She was lying the whole time. And this is why men are not dating so much anymore.
Women say they want a traditional man, but they don't actually want to be a traditional woman. They want a man who validates them, not a man who corrects them and holds them to a higher standard. The truth is, most women these days aren't even qualified for the kind of man they say they want. They say they want a man who protects, provides, and sacrifices, but they don't want to cook, clean, or stay home and take care of the children. This is what is expected of a traditional wife. They don't want to reciprocate in a relationship by doing the woman jobs, so they're not traditional women, but they still expect the man to be traditional because they want both the benefits of feminism and having a husband without having to submit and getting away with being in charge. If you want to work on becoming a feminine woman by getting closer to God and reading the Bible consistently, then click the link in my bio and download the Refiner's Fire app.
Okay, genuine question for those that say that women should go 50-50 in a relationship with a man because it's the 21st century and we're equals now. Do you think that women fought for the right to have our own money, have our own bank accounts, have our own property, just to turn around and give that to a man, to the same people that were fighting us on it, that were like, no, you're not equal. Oh man, I wish you could have a bank account, but you're just not equal. You're not equal to us.
If guys wanted to take away your rights, they would do it. They're stronger. They would just take it away. This is not, guys didn't fight you and you fought them and won and got these things. That's not how it worked.
Y'all know that if a woman tells you that
just another day in the office, view discretion is advised.
she acts different on liquor, and by different, you know what I mean, different. If she tells you that she acts different on liquor and you try to get her to drink liquor, you're a right? You know that, right? Yeah, you're
Sweetheart, close your mouth when you chew. The smacking of your gum is not making your mama look like she did a good job raising you. The statement is, if a woman tells you that she acts different on liquor and you try to get her to drink liquor, that makes you a... I think I only got one question. If you know you act different on liquor and you don't want to participate in your difference, why would you ever tell them? That's like me meeting a whole bunch of random women at a party and saying, yo, I love taking random women on shopping sprees when I drink. What do you think those women are going to do? I think there's a level of accountability that's not being addressed in this statement. Because yes, using someone's disadvantage to your advantage to get whatever it is that you want does make you a... But I'm trying to understand, why would anybody know that that is a disadvantage for them and openly share it? It's like handing a stranger your personal bank information thinking that they won't rob you. Yeah, technically they're a thief, but why would you ever put yourself in that kind of a position is what I'm trying to You know what, man, y'all get on here want to argue about nothing every day, man. And I'm tired of it. Fortunately for y'all, you ain't gotta listen to what I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
This is a hot take that I believe is actually not really a hot take. I do not want to date a man with children. Now, I'm not saying that I never will, but I only would under very, very special or very certain circumstances. I don't want to deal with your baby mama, Susan. I don't want a schedule that I have zero control over. I don't want birthdays, holidays, and vacations revolving around a life that you've already built with someone else. Some real if we are building something together and there is income coming in, okay, I don't want that money going in 3 different directions before it even comes to me or to him, okay? That money, when you have a kid, poof, gone, straight to the kid. I do not want to be a stepmom. That is not a role that I am auditioning for. I don't want to raise kids that aren't mine. I don't want to navigate someone else's parenting style. If I'm raising children, I want to raise my own children. If I even want kids. I haven't fully decided on that yet. And if I do have kids, I want a man who's having children for the first time with me. I don't want someone who's already done the whole experience and then they're just doing it again, round 2. Oh, I've already done this before. No. It's no hate to single dads. It's just not what I'm signing up for. And like I said, I'm not saying 100% no. There could be someone that could change my mind, but it's kind of a no.
Men don't have rights. I think that men are just inferior to women. I think no matter what, a powerful man will simp to a woman. Therefore, a woman in every circumstance in life is superior to a man. Any man, if you make more money than me, if you're stronger than me and you're taller than me, you'll still simp for me every single time. So I'm still superior.
She is so full of herself beyond recognition. So completely full of herself that inflated ego at some point is going to become a problem for her. And guys ultimately who simp in the beginning who don't marry her, right? Guys who are just dating her. Ultimately, if they have any sense of self-worth at all, will get tired of this attitude, right? The ego will ultimately catch up.
Some of my friends from back home, these guys have no money. They pull straight 10s and they get whatever girl they want. The money thing will add some swag to you as a man. It'll make you more secure, but it's deeper than money.
What is it about?
I feel like a woman is more attracted to like a man's aura of like confidence. Like, does he take care of himself? Is his hygiene good? Does he have something in life that he's like working towards? Does he have good friends? And girls, a lot of times, like the ones that care about money are the ones that you really don't even want. And the ones that don't care about money is like, it gives you a chance to actually show your character.
I'm telling you, we got to start using our brains, man. We have to. At all costs, we have to start using our brains. Think this Raphael guy. He's probably a good guy, but he's using the Whitney Cummings joke to dissect, well, you know, women don't really want hypergamy anymore. Stop listening to that. Yes, they absolutely do. And they will tell you that. I want a guy to take care of me. The reason I want to date a tall man is because I want to feel protected. You can feel protected with the 5'7" guy. Yes, true enough, yeah, but you know, him just being a bigger guy or, you know, physically taller guy makes me feel a certain way. Financially stable used to be great for me, but I'm really looking for a man to not only when I go down, like say if we want to have kids, I'm really looking for a man to take care of me. Not only be able to take care of me, like bare minimum, but like maintain my lifestyle. Like say for instance, I want to go get my hair done, want to continue yoga, all of those things. I don't really want to take a step back, or else I'm not going to have a kid. Like if you can't take care of me in the way that I want to be taken care of, like go above and beyond, then I don't really want that. That's what they want, man. I don't know why we have to sit up here and lie to ourselves. Most of these modern women would most of these ladies out here will tell you, yeah, I want a man to cover the bills. It don't matter if they're, you know, they behave like one of these modern women or behave like a traditional woman. Yeah, I want a man to cover the bills. Use our brains, man. Come on. You gotta stop lying, straight up lying. Just to say that the red, this disproves red pill and disproves the manosphere. Stop lying. Y'all keep on talking about men don't know what they're talking about until we get to the end of the road and they do. That's my problem. Man, if you're not going to sit up here and tell the truth, then just be quiet. Just stop talking.
I think men are in crisis. A lot of these women are putting unfair pressure on men to be too much. They carry old patriarchy in their own heads. So they go and make all this money and get all this education and say, well, I need a guy who makes more money and does better than me because I've done this work. He should do more. When actually the economy's changing, the economy is changing, gender roles are changing. We need to be more open to individuals, and men need to know that they are loved and appreciated. One of the things I also tell women is men love to feel needed. Give them a job. Stop being so independent.
Men aren't forcing you to buy those products, and you don't use the entire bottle or container on your face every time you go out. And what's funny is it's never mentioned. What about the time he takes to plan the date? Do you owe him for that? Do you owe him gas for his car? Do you owe him for any other products he uses? Do you owe him for his clothes? But no, for a lot of men, what they often experience is they take you out, they pay for it, and then he gets ghosted afterwards. You don't even have the manners to message him and be like, thanks, but I'm not interested. What if you cancel? Especially last minute. Does he get some sort of reimbursement for that? Are we going to become that transactional in the relationship? Is there a requirement that you have to plan and pay for the next one? I thought we wanted to be treated as equals. When a man asks you to split the bill, he's treating you as an equal, so... The man, I've noticed, he doesn't even like it when you have all that clutter on the countertop anyway. A lot of men would much rather you cut back how much you use so you can actually have a clean countertop. So again, this is something that men have to deal with that they don't get credit for.
Some women sabotage the men that they prayed for. So you pray for a loyal man, a provider, and a leader. But whenever he shows up, you test him, disrespect him, and doubt him. You wonder why Sierra's prayer isn't working for you, but you're not doing any of the things that Sierra did. You're not being submissive. You're not being a good listener. You're not allowing that man to lead. You sitting up here disrupting that man's peace. You're becoming part of his trials and tribulations. He's going to have to heal from the things that happen in y'all's relationship whenever it's over. If you want the man that you prayed for, when you get him, appreciate him.
There is an obvious war on young men happening right now, and the objective of this war is to keep men and women divided so that we don't join together to create family units, because if there's one thing that the elites hate, it is a strong family unit. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't see this problem getting better until women, myself included, take responsibility for the hand that we've had in radicalizing men. I'm gonna add this disclaimer even though I shouldn't have to. I'm obviously not saying that women are solely responsible for fixing this issue, okay? I'm not saying that. But I will say that we had a big hand in creating this problem, and it is our responsibility to partially amend it. So what's going on with young men exactly? Well, the simple answer is they are not doing well. They are not succeeding. Women are surpassing them at every level in professional careers and education, all of it. Okay, we are seeing young men struggle. They are addicted to porn. They are addicted to video games. They do not want to partake in society because they have internalized this message that society and women hate them. Now, because this is the message that they are constantly hearing from society, both online and offline, men are becoming more radical. They are looking towards figures like Andrew Tate because figures like Andrew Tate actually validate them. And we as women, we have not made this any easier for men. Okay, I will give you an example of what the average experience for a man is in this current society, especially online. Men go on TikTok and what do they see? They hear women saying, if you're not tall, rich, and hot, get out of my face. They see women doxing men online just for, sending them a DM on Instagram just because they're ugly. They see women saying, men used to go to war and now they just take pictures. They see all of this. And it just reinforces this idea that society hates them and that women hate them. I don't know about you, but I would also not want to partake in a society that makes me feel that way. I would also not want to couple up with the gender that's making me feel that way. Now look, this conversation is very nuanced. I'm not saying this is the sole reason why men are becoming radicalized, because it's not. But it is a portion of it, right? And this is something that we as women can control. So ladies, I need you to stop complaining that there are no good guys out there, because first of all, that's not true. And also, we are not creating an environment that is going to facilitate the growth of good men. We are creating an environment that makes them want to be reclusive, because all we're doing is shouting, you suck, we hate you, get out of our faces. And I already know that some feminists are going to attack me in the comments saying, okay, pick me, okay, pick me, okay, pick Misha, but I don't care. I don't care, okay? I think it's very important that women are talking about this, okay? Because this is a problem. This is a problem in society. Men make up half of our population, okay? We want strong men. We need strong men in society. As much as you probably don't want to hear that, it's the truth, okay? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I've been single for over 5 years, and for 2.5 of those years, I have lived in Austin, Texas, and dating here has been really challenging. I'm sure some can relate. And I've done every single dating app. I've reached out to guys in DMs. I've asked guys out in person. I've even gone to singles events, and somehow I'm just not meeting the right people. So with that said, I'm putting myself out there in a very different way via social media. And if this is a complete fail, then it is what it is. I literally have nothing to lose at this point, but I thought that I could reach a whole lot more guys this way, and maybe someone that would be more compatible with me may see my video. So anyways, here we go. So to hit the highlights, Caroline, 27. I live in Austin, but I grew up in Chicago. I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana, and I got my master's degree at Northwestern. My dog is about to bark for me, so 1 second. Go. Okay, sorry about that. I worked as a speech therapist for about 3 years, and then recently I've made a career shift and I'm starting my own business that I'm really, really excited about. I've taught group fitness classes for about 2.5 years, and I'm really involved in health and wellness, and, you know, I exercise every single day. I have a wiener dog named Mario who wanted to come on my lap at the most perfect time. So this is Mario. He's the love of my life, and whenever someone stops me around town, it is never to talk to me. It is always to talk and ask about Mario, which is fully understandable. And my parents live in Charleston. I'm very, very close with them. And then I thought I would just hit some like fun facts. I always have this ongoing list in my notes app that it's like things that make me feel a certain type of way good, and then things that make me feel a certain type of way bad. And I just like add to it as things come up in life. And so I'm just gonna share a couple things, and if you resonate and you're like, oh my God, I totally like, I vibe with that, then reach out to me, okay? So, list of bad things, a couple of those would be Las Vegas, gerbils, so like hamsters, like rodents of sorts, cruises, mezcal, which is a hot topic in Austin because mezcal's huge here, and then bringing a dog to a crowded bar. Those are things I just like do not vibe with. Things that make me feel some type of way good, early 2000s hip hop, like more 2010s, I guess, college football, clean sheets, anything true crime, documentary, podcast, I'm there. And then early morning workouts, 6 a.m. workouts, love to be done with my exercise before the sun rises. Yeah, those are just a couple things about me. Again, I know I have nothing to lose by putting myself out there, maybe just a little bit of embarrassment, but I thought I'd give this a shot because I don't know what else to do. So anyways, reach out to me via TikTok or Instagram, same handle, because I'm very, very single. Bye.
What is the most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after like we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me. I was in a very dark place. I had a lot of people at that time.
How did that make you feel?
Still processing it, yeah. Definitely like used and often like I feel like abandoned in that moment. Made me feel like I've had to have everything like secure before I get into another relationship, but that's unhealthy for myself.
Why do you think she felt like she couldn't handle it?
Some people just, I don't know, when the going gets rough, that's when you realize who are the real ones in your life.
What did you learn about relationships?
Even the people you love can do some of the worst things to you. You can choose to forgive them or not, but all you got to do is forgive yourself and accept who you are. Just keep going.
The amount of men that were in the comments in the original video and in the video that I posted in regards to this video that have said over and over again, guys, do not tell your feelings. Do not open up. Do not be vulnerable like this to a woman. They have experienced this. I can't even tell you guys as a woman giving dating advice. I can't tell you absolutely don't worry. Just tell her your feelings, because honestly, I don't think that most women can handle it.
You know, I just listened to some of these clips. A lot of these modern women, because there was one woman saying men love to feel wanted and needed. Well, yeah, I do need you. I need you to pay these bills. I need you to pay these bills. After you pay these bills, then you'll be seen as a person. Dude, you just, not much else I have use for if you're not paying these bills. What about we do have? You know, I take out the trash and do all these other things, and I can still help out with, you know, the cooking and the cleaning. You can do all of those things. All of those things are great. But what's going to put you over the top as a man is you're going to pay the entire load of bills. That's what's going to put you at high value in my mind. So these modern women are actually getting married to these men that they don't respect, even though they're actually good men. The men go right down the middle on them. What you say that you want a man that's on your level, making the same that you do, or maybe even more. But you don't want to split. Well, I shouldn't have to split. And we go into all the excuses as to why you should. A real man, yeah, that's a good man. You don't pay any bills in the house. You don't want to pay any bills. You don't want to take care of the kids by yourself. You want that man to go out, make more money than you, to shoulder the entire load. essentially what you want to do is be Mount Everest. You want that man to have to climb all the way up to the top, this against all odds. You intentionally make it difficult for the man. Well, a real man is going to prove himself. And how has that worked? How has that worked out for you? Exactly. Y'all request things that are not necessary. And then, I make my own money, so I really don't need this, and this. Yeah, you don't need it for the first 3 to 6 months until it's time to get married. Until it's time to really commit. Yeah, I really do love you, and I really do want to commit to you, but, I just want to be, before we go through, and that's the reason I didn't accept your proposal, because I wanted to make sure, and I wanted to be, when I love, just get to the point. When I love hard, and, I just want to make sure that I'm taken care of. You are. I've been paying the bill this whole time. Yeah, I think there's another gear that you haven't been exploring, that you need to go to another level. Exactly. You're not making enough. I plan on stopping working. I'm not even going to have any kids. We're not even going to talk about that. Well, I don't feel comfortable. No, that's just another excuse. You're not wanting to have kids. You want to be a stay-at-home wife. Sit up at home and do nothing. Once again, throw some chicken nuggets in the oven, some fries, throw some ranch and some bacon over it, some cheese over the top of it, and call that a day. Sounds great for a Friday night hangout, but that man throughout the week is going to need actual food, actual sustenance. Maybe try making him a steak some point in time. Get him some legitimate vegetables. But you won't do that because you're lazy.
I'm going to say something controversial. Men need to stop taking women on dates.
I'm so done with this fraud. Get your
dates.
best friend and take her out of here.
You need to stop going on date. I'm going to say why. You should never take a woman out on a date that you don't have vested interest in, and that you're not sure she has a vested interest in you. Stop trying to disillusion her with your money, your resources, your ability to buy her roses and all that dumb stuff.
That's not dumb. Disillusion me, baby, all day.
What has that gotten you? Where are
That's
they?
it.
Exactly. So stop doing it. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. If you want to know if a woman is interested in you for real and wants to not just use you as a meal plan, because let me tell you, a lot of my homegirls are going out with you because they are bored. They don't have nothing to do. They're not over the other dude. Somebody else in Vegas or New York hasn't hit her back yet, so she's going out with your stupid. Jenny better eat the
She kind of got her.
I've been there, so stop taking her out on dates.
And what do you do to get to know them?
Don't buy her anything. Don't spend a dime. Don't spend a nickel. Don't spend a penny. Go somewhere that is free. And if she is unwilling to go there with you, don't go out with her. It should be free.
Pick me
I don't care. FaceTime. Talk to her on FaceTime. Talk to her on the phone. If she wants something from you without knowing you, she's playing.
Ladies, do you want to know the perfect manipulation tactic for men? So when you make a comparison, say my ex would have done, he would have made more money, he knew how to handle that, he would never act like that. Any comparison that paints your current partner in a bad light, because then you tell your man that you have a scoreboard in your head and he's losing. And that will make your man question why he's even in a relationship with you. Because he realizes real quick that you don't respect him and you're still thinking about your ex while being in a relationship with him. It also tells him that you don't know how to inspire him or communicate effectively. This will ensure that he knows that you're a red flag so he can break up with you and find somebody else.
This is a question for the guys. If you start dating someone and you find out like the watch she wears every day or a pair of shoes that she wears constantly were purchased by her ex-boyfriend or purchased by her ex-husband or were purchased by a guy that she was previously dating, does that bother you? For me, I think the watch never did anything to me. The shoes never did anything to me. It's not like they have sentimental value behind them, but would that bother a guy? Do you care? Are you like, oh, that perfume that you wear, your ex bought that for you and that's weird? Do you care? I personally don't think it would really matter, but I'm really curious to what everyone else thinks. Is that something that's totally normal? Or is it something where you would have an issue?
Or is it more so if it was something that has more sentimental value, like a necklace with a letter of her name on it, or obviously if it was like a necklace with a heart in their picture in it, that would be weird. But do you guys care about this? Does it matter? Are you like, I feel like most guys wouldn't even ask because they just don't care. I feel like that's something girls care about. And do guys keep things that their ex got them? So like, let's say she got you a watch. Are you getting rid of it because you're like, I want nothing to do with it? Curious, let me know in the comments.
A man risks money, a woman risks her whole life. And once you understand that, you'll never feel guilty for having standards again. Think about what he actually puts on the line when he pursues you. Some dinners, some gifts, some time. Money he can earn back next month. Everything he risks is replaceable. Now look at what you risk. Your body, your health, your peace, your time, which you never get back. And if intimacy leads to a child, your entire life changes permanently in ways his never will. Everything you risk is irreversible. So when a man expects you to give quickly, your body, your energy, your trust, before he's shown you anything real, understand what he's actually asking. He is asking you to take the irreversible risk, so he doesn't have to take the replaceable one. And this is not you being difficult. This is you understanding math. You carry the heavier cost, so you are allowed to need more before you give more. The right man understands it instantly. He wants to earn the irreversible. He is not in a rush to take it. And the man who makes you feel greedy for wanting time, effort, and certainty first, he was never planning to give you anything he couldn't easily walk away from.
If a man doesn't invest into you, if a man doesn't pay for dinner dates or your bills or your rent or your nails or your hair, and he doesn't even spend a single dime on you, this man does not love you. This man is saving money for his dream girl to come along while he's piggybacking off you, your resources, your time, your existence, and your money. I'm gonna tell you why I know that he doesn't love you if he doesn't spend money on you while I'm unboxing my new lipstick. If a man truly is in love with you, he will want to invest into you. He wants to provide and protect you. He wants to nurture you and your feminine energy. How does he do it? By spending money on you, by looking after you emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. He wants to make you a better person. That's the sole purpose of what men are here to do on this planet, to protect and nurture women. Because what do? We carry the portal to life. We become mothers, we look after the children. While we're looking after the children, the man needs to protect us. Now, we don't live in Stone Age times anymore. So our priorities and the resources a man needs to provide have changed. We're not necessarily looking for the fittest guy anymore that can box away a saber-toothed tiger, but we're looking for a man that is financially secure and financially ambitious to offer us the most important resource on this planet, which is money. Just as much as we have the maternal instinct to love unconditionally, to nurture our family and our children, a man has the instinct, the masculine instinct, to provide for a woman. If he doesn't have this instinct with you, he simply doesn't love you. This is my new lip gloss. I got my name engraved. Every single person asked me about the color because it went viral on TikTok. And this is number 11 in satin.
Women don't need men anymore. She can earn her own money, hold her own property, leave a marriage, raise children alone if she has to, get pregnant without us thanks to a clinic. She is in education and earnings under 30, statistically ahead of us. Throughout the animal kingdom, when one bears the reproductive cost, the bleeding, the carrying, the birthing, the other competes. For 10,000 years, we held that arrangement off by holding her economic freedom hostage. We owned the money, the property, the vote, the law. She had to choose us because she couldn't survive otherwise. And that arrangement ended 60 years ago. Of course, she still likes it when you're financially at ease. Of course, she still likes it when you're strong and capable. But they're no longer the whole deal. Rich and strong, plus uncaring, uninformed, and unwilling to grow, she's out. Rich and strong, plus curious, present, and willing to learn, that's the man she's choosing. The job is to become the kind of man a free woman would actually choose.
Is the good man shortage real or just overdue accountability?
I don't like that question. I don't think there's a good man shortage. You know what I think? I think that the majority of people that people are seeing are in the low vibrational crowd, and that crowd is loud, but it's the minority. I think the good people you don't really see, and this is men and women, because they be in the house. They be working towards their goals. They be in the gym. They are doing things that make them better. And so they're not in the collective of what is loudest in society. But when you go on Instagram and what you see is people popping bottles every weekend, and what you see is people that only care about the bags and the shoes, it's no wonder why people think there's no good men. No, there's no good men at where you're going because you're focused on the wrong thing. Do you want a good man that has character? Are you going to seminars? Are you going to retreats? Are you going to the gym? Are you going to the grocery store? Are you eating at healthy places? Are you going places where people actually care about themselves? Or are you going where people are going to celebrate and spend $1,000 a weekend? And for what? When they struggling to pay their rent every month? That's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense, personally.
Okay, so he wants you soft and feminine, but he has zero plan, zero leadership, and zero safety. How can a woman follow a man who isn't going anywhere?
You don't.
She can't. Yeah.
You let that man go. That man is probably 20 something for the record, because a lot of them young little buckies, they got life to live.
Them YNs,
you know, little buckies, they got life to live.
If you ever want to see why dating feels so broken, take a step back and look at what the algorithm is feeding both men and women. On the woman's feed, it's a constant stream of content telling them that all men are dangerous, useless, or out to use them. On the men's feed, it's content calling women hypergamous, superficial, or less than human. Both sides are being fed radicalized generalizations designed to make them view each other as enemies. But when you strip away the online noise, you realize men and women are responding to the exact same thing: trauma, pain, and hatred. But as long as you let an algorithm dictate how you view the opposite, you're going to treat real human beings like statistics. I know it's hard, but if you want healthy relationships, you're gonna have to step off the internet and start judging people by who they actually are in front of you, not based off hatred or your past traumatic experiences.
And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you really gotta stay away from niggas who think everything is expensive. Everything is expensive to them. You moan it and groan it and complain about $40. $40. Okay? Nobody wanna hear that. Pull your wallet out and pay for this like a grown man and stop complaining. Every time you hear the cost of something, every time you hear the price of something, you, oh my God. You always trying to talk somebody down on the price. Baby, this is the price. Just pay it. You embarrassing me.
Well, you know, the guy was saying that he was making the case that men should propose to, or women should propose to men. They do. They do. They make a case for themselves to ultra rich men. They put themselves in a position to be seen for ultra rich men. They do. And they pretty much do anything to be seen by these men. Even up until the point of getting crapped on. Which is, in my opinion, that's disgusting. I mean, maybe that's a kink for some people, but it's disgusting. But that's what modern women do. Foolishness. These modern women, man, they sit up here and ask for respect. You just had somebody crap in your mouth. You just had somebody crap all over your face, man. What respect do you deserve?
Yo, the entitlement and ego of these modern women is mental and unmatched.
This man to enter my life literally has to kiss the ground I walk on.
Fuck out of here.
Worship me, yearn me, give me my autonomy. You're gonna let me live my life, and you're gonna be happy for me, and you're gonna be my yes man, and you're gonna provide for me without making me feel like about it. If that doesn't ever happen, then I don't want to be with anyone.
These women just be saying the boldest, craziest shit I have ever heard. Work me, shorty, you ain't Jesus. What are you talking about? Give her autonomy. She wants to be able to have her cake, eat it too, thinks that she's the prize amongst all women, and she should just be able to do whatever she wants, and you can't tell it. Provide for her, meaning she don't gotta do. And you notice when women say all this and say nothing of what they bring in exchange for all that. And think about this. No man she's ever been with thought she was worth this. She got banged out, dated, whole bunch of and now has come to the conclusion after so many failed relationships and experiences that she deserves that. She ain't a virgin. She's not pure. She's not nice. She speaks like she's insufferable as. I mean, are you kidding me right now? These women will try to convince you they're worth all that, and then will have the nerve to say you just get her in exchange. This, my attention. Get that out of here. This is what modern dating looks like in a nutshell. And women like this, that feel like this, that have the ego like this, these are just a few night stands waiting to happen, then kick them to the next. Because with chicks like this, it's just your turn, brother.
If you do not have money as a man, what is your worth?
Are they actually trying to imply that unless a man has a certain amount of money, that he doesn't have any basic value as a person? Unfortunately, a lot of individuals, namely a lot of women that seem to have this opinion, seem to forget that every single person is valuable and has value.
And I'm asking this as a genuine question.
And that is the saddest part.
Women literally hold the portal to life between our legs, and whether we decide to use it or not, or have the ability to use it or not, it's still there, and that's why women will always be worth what we are.
Some women really seem to like to forget that in order for that portal to life to actually produce life, they actually need the contribution of a man. Otherwise, it's just an empty incubator.
But as a man, if you cannot protect your family, provide for your family, give abundance to your family of wealth and happiness, what are you worth?
Do you think they realize that there are actually places in this world where everyone lives in extreme poverty, and providing for a family and providing luxury is something that many individuals actually dream of? But then again, there are those out there that actually think that a person's worth is ultimately dependent on what they can do for another person. Unfortunately, a lot of individuals don't see the inherent value that every single person has.
As women, we put men in impossible positions. We expect for them to lead, provide, protect, take on responsibilities, make decisions, but we want them to do it all without authority. So men know that they are supposed to lead the household, but then we will question their decisions. He is told to provide, but then how he provides is criticized. He is told to protect, but then his instincts all of a sudden are dismissed. So here's what happens. He carries all that responsibility, but then has no respect. Unfortunately, leadership without authority is not leadership. That's actually a liability. The part that makes me laugh is that men are blamed for everything that goes wrong, but when they try to guide, they're ignored. It is no way a man is going to show up financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually and not have any influence in the relationship. This creates nothing but resentment and silence. No man is going to keep trying to lead when he's getting resistance. This is the one truth that men understand. You cannot ask a man to lead and then punish him for doing it. Healthy relationships work when leadership is respected, period, and not controlled. Men are not running from love or marriage. They are running from responsibility for outcomes that they are not allowed to shape.
You single right now?
Real single.
Have you ever been married before?
Yeah, I was married for a long time.
How long?
About 30 years.
So how's dating been the last year single?
I don't date. I don't have time for that.
So would you say that you're looking for something serious again at 50 right now?
Yeah, somebody that meets my expectations.
So what do you expect from your man right now?
To take care of me, to provide for me, even though I don't need a man to provide for me.
So you would go Dutch with a man?
To me, that word Dutch.
When you go out to, dinner, he pays for his stuff, you pay for yours?
Not really. If he's a man, he can pay for both. Okay. But I'm not expecting for him to pay for me because I can provide my own dinner, my own anything. I can provide anything that I want,
So you wouldn't want him to cover the date, or would you?
I don't want a man. I don't need a man. I can be with a man if I want to. I don't need a man,
So you're fine being single forever? Yeah. That's the point that you've gotten to?
So far.
Do you think that was because you're...
I don't need a man. I want a man.
Women are attracted to leaders. No matter what you hear, this is true. But what does it even mean to be a leader in a relationship? A lot of modern women believe, and will have you believe, that it means basically treating your partner like a pet or a servant. But that's not what leadership is at all, is it? When I look across the table at my girlfriend and tell her that I have a plan to make $1 million next year, but that it means I'm going to have to make $0 for the next 3 months, it's not her job to look at me and go, yes, sir. It's her job to tell me that she trusts me, but she has her concerns. That she believes in me, but also believes there could be a more reasonable path. And then it's my turn to ease her concerns by exploring all paths, and then make a sound decision based off of the conversation that we had. I don't just go forth regardless of what she says. I make a decision that the team can actually get behind. And she doesn't just snap at me and call me reckless. She breathes inspiration into me and encourages me to go take an exciting risk in a way that allows her to share in the excitement. Leaders are ambitious, they're courageous, they're accountable, and the best ones will command respect by achieving success with the help of the people they're leading. So women, men are not trying to enslave you, and men, Women who speak up are not necessarily combative. Women are looking for an ambitious man who's willing to take risks. And men are looking for women with an emotional compass that'll let them know if they're heading in the right direction.
A lot of women are upholding the patriarchy these days, whether they think so or not. Especially the ones who say they want protector-provider men. Because all a patriarchy is a system where men hold majority positions of power, which often means they make more money. And although the girls don't want that in society, right? They're like, I want to be equal to men, have the same money, opportunities, job, success. But in the dynamic of a relationship, that changes completely. They want a man who makes more than them. They want a man who pays for everything. They want a man who is assertive and is a leader and takes charge, so that way they can turn their brain off and just be a girl. That is a patriarchy, ma'am. You want a patriarchal relationship. And I don't even say that as a diss. Like, I don't think patriarchy is this big, bad boogeyman that the feminists are making it out to be. Nor do I think it needs to inherently be oppressive, right? Because then a matriarchy would also inherently be oppressive towards men. And I think both of those systems can exist without the oppression. Now, of course, humans are flawed, and we haven't found out a way to successfully do that other than our modern society that we have now. But now that we have this modern society, stop asking for the men to do all of the things. If you don't want them to have the power, don't ask them to spend the money. That only makes sense.
I'm about to go to the gym, but I had one question that I wanted to ask. And one thing I've noticed about like going to these specific events is that men don't approach women like they used to. Like, I'll see men kind of in their own conglomerate with each other, and then women in their own conglomerate with each other, but I don't see the mesh. And sometimes I do, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I'm not really seeing it. And I've been hearing a lot of discourse, even within like my girlfriends, that like they are not getting that experience of a man approaching them, but they'll stare. And I will go to these events and I know I look good. I don't know if I look intimidating, but they'll just stare at you the whole time, but they won't speak to you. And I just want to know from like a man's perspective, is there a reason why you guys just have decided to like not talk to women in these spaces that is kind of curated for, you know, conversation? And if any woman is also experiencing this as well too, because I just don't understand like what the gap is or what the gap has been recently.
The last remaining feminist taboo, I got a lot of women paying alimony these days. I mean, women marry the like handsome musician who's not successful or the artist, you know, like there's a lot, listen, it hasn't been, you know, there's been a significant effort in our culture in the last decade, if anyone didn't notice, to improve the situation of women. If you have an equally qualified man and an equally qualified woman, the woman's the diversity hire, the man's not. So I have a lot of women who when they get told like, oh yeah, no, you got to give him half your or oh no, you got to pay alimony because he makes 50 grand a year and you make 250. And they're like, you know, they could be the staunchest feminist in the world, and when you tell them they got to pay alimony, they're like, whoa, 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 he's a man. He's got a strong back. He can get out there and work. And then suddenly the whole like gender is a construct and there's no such thing. That goes right out the window when you get told you got to pay alimony. That's like, nope, no. I believe in strict gender roles. Men should pay alimony. Women, even if you earn 10 times, you should not have to pay alimony. I've had very, very staunchly feminist clients who changed their mind about how feminist they were when they got told that they were going to have to pay alimony.
And, you know, some of these women are getting it. Modern women are expecting men to lead with their hands tied behind their back. They're expecting men to lead with no leverage, with no ability to create. Right? You release a man's hands, he's able to build, he's able to pick things up, manipulate things, craft a world for you. Literally, he's able to do that. But you tie a man's hands behind his back. You say craft the world with your feet. I mean, yes, I can learn a new skill and do that, but the best way for me to do that would be with my hands. Well, if you can't do it with your feet, then, you know, you need to do more work. You don't have the skills. You need to learn a new skill. No, I don't. I need to keep on using my hands. So untie my hands. But they won't. They'll continue, and they'll call it high standards, and they'll continue to request that you do the impossible, like one lady was talking about. Just do it. Just walk through this world, manipulate this world. See if you can manipulate the world with your words. To a degree, yes, you can do that. To a degree, yes, you can manipulate the world with your words, your hands, yada yada yada, or your feet. But you need certain tools in order to be able to manipulate the world and create a world for yourself. And you're taking those tools away from me and saying you don't need them because those tools are part of the patriarchy. Those tools are misogynistic. Those tools are misogynistic. You don't need those anymore. When clearly the stuff that they're talking about is not misogynistic. You just don't want a man to use it. You don't know what a real man is. You don't know what leadership is actually.